So let's wait for the other people to join. We have a very brief session to talk about today. We are starting in the next 5 minutes. We are starting in 5 minutes. I'm waiting for the other guys to join. Two minutes remaining. Okay, 1 minute remaining, so that we Okay, I think we can now start. I hope my sound is clear on your side. I hope my sound is clear. Can you see my screen? Okay. Now, last time we talked about how to trade a consolidating market. We also talked about how to identify the points of interest, and only a few people managed to send me their screenshots. So many people did not mind even sending the analysis, but I had some nice guys who have been very consistent. They've been sharing their setups, and for sure, some guys have already started to make something out of the market. Remember, I said you don't need to complicate your Forex market. There are so many strategies out here. There are so many different approaches when it comes to analysis, how to analyze the market. But what is the most important is to know how to protect your capital. Know when to enter the market, know when to exit the market, but the most important is to know how to protect your capital, because in the Forex market, everyone is fighting to get your capital. So you also need to see how you can protect that capital from being taken by the other person. You also need to know how you can take that person's money. And that is how you can easily make money in Forex. Learn how to manage your losses, learn how to manage your emotions, then learn how to protect your capital. And that is most important. So when you have that in mind, you'll not just take any trade. You'll not enter any trade anyhow. You'll not rush to take a buy. You'll not rush to take a sell anyhow. You'll take your time, analyze the market, determine when is your right time to enter the market and when is your right time to exit the market. So that is the most important thing as far as our market is concerned. That is the most crucial thing. So we have so many strategies, we have so many approaches, we have so many tutors, we have so many mentors, but few mentors will tell you the truth. And the truth is how you can easily protect your capital from losing your capital, how you can protect that capital. So that's the most important thing. So today we are going to look at how now further we can analyze our market. Even if I spent 10 years teaching you Forex, some people have been even learning Forex for over 5 years, for over 10 years. but they've never made anything out of the market. They have always blown their accounts. Because I have so many stories, I get so many inspirations, I get so many different stories from different people when they come asking for my help. And trust me, the only thing which has messed all those people, some people, I know some very nice students who can really analyze the market, who can really tell you exactly where the market is going to retrace, who will tell you exactly where to have your stop losses and take profits, who are able to predict, let me use that word, who are able to analyze and tell you this market is going to this and this position. But when you give them your live account, they blow it within minutes. So it happens because they've not understood the art of protecting their capital. So you can learn Forex. I even teach some people how to trade within a week, from introduction to the end, within 1 week. And the next week, those guys are able to make their money because they've not contaminated their minds with a lot of knowledge, a lot of strategies, a lot of mentors. So you find it's very easy to handle that person, and it's very easy for that person to make money, because the goal is how to make money, how to earn more money in the Forex trading space, how to protect your capital, the risk involved in Forex. But when you understand all that, it will be very easy for you to tackle the market. So never be lied to that I have 100% working strategy. The secret is know how to protect your capital, when to enter the market, when to exit the market. That's the most important thing. Now, according to my analysis, what I've learned today, if I do my analysis, if I do my chart, this is something I learned when I was on my trip to Dubai. This is what I learned, because I met one of the market makers, some of the big market movers, because the market is moved by very big institutions. Some people with big capital, those are the people who move the market. I met some, and they told me all the secrets in the Forex market. And the crucial thing they told me, learn how to protect your capital. Because if I do my analysis using this strategy, if I have another trader, another mentor with Isola analysis, at the end of the day, we might be having the same analysis, or you can have different approach, but at the end of the day, we might be having the same take profits and the same stop loss. We might be seeing the same take profit. If I give you a take profit within this region, I tell you my take profit will be here, all here. Or let me say you enter for a buy here. Then I tell you your take profit 1 will be here, take profit 2, take profit 3, take profit 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If I give you all these take profits and I give you your favorite mentor, you will find all these take profits will run within almost the same region. Kama ni kuachana, you'll have only a difference of 1 or 2 pips. If you are looking in terms of numbers, you'll find if I've given my take profit to be at 34.79, maybe his take profit is at 34.77. So utapata tumeachana kidogo. Now for the guys who are new, I know we have so many guys in diaspora, from Canada, big up, from Namibia, big up, from Botswana, from UK, from Sweden, from USA, big up, and from Rongai, big up, manze. That is also diaspora, and all the guys in Nairobi. So if I give you this analysis and I tell you to go to your favorite mentor, who you think is more profitable than maybe Didi, maybe you think he drives a better car maybe than Didi, because some people they count success, they measure you in terms of what they see, the kind of outfit you wear, the kind of watch you wear, the kind of car you drive, the kind of a home or a house you live in, this kind of estate you live in. We are funny, man. But I tell you guys, all that doesn't count. I might be driving an Audi. Your mentor might be driving a GLE. But what matters is how everyone is able to manage his energy and his capital. I met a guy who doesn't even own a car in Dubai. But the guys, I looked at his account, and his account was wrenching at 44. Yes, that was the mean. So his trading account was at $44 million. All these are dollars. And the guy doesn't own even a single car. That was his trading account. His crypto account was around 516, around $516 million. So tell me, and the guy doesn't even own a car. So don't rush to anyone just because you can see the guy is driving a better car than maybe someone else. Then you start to judge or something. Then you believe that that guy has the best strategy. That guy has the best approach. You need to do your background check and see if that person is worth to be your mentor. I'm not talking about anyone, but it's up to you to decide. But at the end of the day, the key goal is how we can change our lives in Forex, through Forex, how we can analyze the market and be able to take a trade and protect our capital, which is the key thing. So let's now start our analysis. We said before you start our analysis, today we will not go to the trend lines, but I'm expecting you guys to identify for me all those zones. Because the next session will be able to combine the two steps. We talked about the how to identify the key points of interest, the key zones. So the next session will be able to now combine the two. But for today, I want to talk about support and resistance. That's what I'm going to talk about, support and resistance. Now, how do we identify the support zone? Support zones are the regions where we get multiple rejections on the lower side of the market. So when we see the market pushing down like this, and we get multiple rejections within that region, what is formed here within this region is what we call our what? This is what we call our what? This is what we call our support. So this is what is formed when we have multiple rejections on the lower side. If the market comes and gets rejected within a region like this one multiple times, then the market changes direction. What it leaves behind here, this is what we call the support zone. So a support zone is always located on this side. Some people have different approach. Some people call this demand, demand and supply, but that's all the one and the same thing. So for now, I'll be talking about support and resistance because I like making it simple for anyone. So we said our forex market moves like this, where you have the buyers and sellers are always fighting each other to see who will give the better price in the market, who will take over the market. So when we have such a move, every time you see the market move like this, you need to be very cautious and you need to identify your best entry because the market does not wait for anyone. You can't say the market will be waiting for me here so that I can enter my buy here. The market will find me here. The market I'm expecting, yes, you can say you're expecting the market to find you here so that you can take a buy. But you can't say I'll stop this market and continue to sell from here tomorrow. The market does not wait for anyone. Remember, our forex market is a global platform where no one, it doesn't favor anyone. Cuts across the globe. So whatever you are seeing here, this is the same chart that Trump is accessing right now. That's the same chart someone in India, someone in Ronkai, someone in Canada, someone in Sweden is seeing the same chart. So we can't say Forex is just meant for the people in Nairobi or something. So these are global platform. So we said for you to identify your support zone, and I repeat, our support zones are located within this region here. So when you get multiple rejections, there was a very nice sell, but when the market approached here, there was some sort of consolidation or some multiple rejections, then the market changed direction all of a sudden. That gives us our what? This becomes our support. Now, what happens on the other side? There was another support region which was formed here. The market came all the way down. It changed direction here. Then there was this sell, then some rejections, then the market changed direction. So we're expecting this market to come here again, do the same, then change direction. That is what we are going to look at. Now, let me give you another example. So if this is my market, if this is my market and it's moving all the way here, then we get rejection within this area. Then the market changes direction and comes all the way down. Again, rejections, then changes direction. Again, rejection, then changes direction. Then rejection, then changes direction. When we get such a move, we identify these zones as our what? As our support and our resistance zone. So this becomes our resistance. This becomes our resistance, and this becomes our what? This becomes our support. Hence the strategy, support, and resistance. This is one of the easiest strategies you can ever find in the market. So when the market moves all the way, gets rejected within this region, then changes direction, comes, get rejected within this region, then we get multiple rejections. It gives us the what? It leaves the support zone. So this becomes our support. And that is what will continue until this market breaks above your support or below your resistance. But in case we get a candle that will do what? In case we get a candle that will break below your support, and remember for the guys who have been attending the sessions, we said you must wait for the candle that will do what? The candle that will break below this region with a what? And close with a body. That's when we can continue joining, we can enter and continue taking these sales. So what is formed here, in case this market comes all the way down, then changes direction and comes up, this now becomes our what? This region here becomes our resistance, our support. This becomes our support. Then this region, if this market comes and breaks, if it doesn't break this region and we get some rejections, then comes down again, then this becomes our what? This will no longer be our support, but this becomes our what? This becomes our resistance. Our resistance. Now, if this market gets rejected and comes to break this resistance here and closes with a what? We said the only confirmation is to wait for the candle to close above with a what? With a body. If this candle closes above this region with a body, then it will be a nice opportunity for us to enter for a buy and continue pushing up, targeting where? Targeting this region here. So this will be our resistance, and this becomes our support, and this becomes our new resistance. So your support region can change to be your resistance zone. If the market breaks below your support, this turns out to be your what? Your resistance, and this turns out to be your support. Now, what happens to the resistance zone? If I see a candle that will close above my region with a body, remember we said if a candle closes above your region with a body, what are we going to do? We enter for a buy. So if we enter for a buy at this specific region, then this market comes and gets rejected here, then changes direction. This now becomes our what? Our support. If this market decides to reject, this becomes our support, and this becomes our new what? Our new resistance. So your resistance can turn out to be a support if the zone is broken. Your support can turn out to be your resistance if your zone is broken. So this is how you can approach this market within support and resistance. I have some some very interesting traders we have in Kenya. I'll not mention names, but I've already interacted with them and learned how they approach this market. They don't complicate the market. I told you guys, do not complicate your chart. Do not complicate your strategy. Make it as simple as possible so that it can be easy for you to approach that market. So how does this guy do? This guy identifies the support and the resistance. Then what does he do? When the market gets rejected here and he gets a confirmation here, he enters for a buy full margin, targeting where? Targeting the resistance. If the market approaches the resistance and he starts to see some signs of rejections, he enters again full margin and targets where? The support. So he will sell at this area and buy within this region. I'll not mention names, but the guy always uses higher time frames like 4 hours and the 1 hour candle. So he'll always he will always write for you here, this is my sell zone, and this is my what, and this is my buy zone. And the guy is very successful in the Forex market. He just identifies the buy zone and the sell zone. So if this sell zone fails him and the candle closes above the zone, then the guy is dead. He always blows his account. If he gets a candle that will break above the zone there, the sell zone. But if he sees some nice confirmation on the sell side, then the guy always goes for margin and targets this sell zone here. So it's a very nice approach. I told you the most important thing is to know how to protect your capital. And that is what matters a lot in this field. Know how to protect your capital. So for you to trade this zone, I said always wait for the candle to do what? If we see a candle that will break above this resistance, then this becomes our support. Then we'll be targeting the next resistance to be around that area. But I talk about before we finish our course. Remember, we're finishing our course around next week. Before we finish the course, I'll be able to tell you how you can know the next zone when the market closes above your region. How to know where the market is going. If this market decides to break above and there's no other confirmation zone here, there's no reference point because we said the Forex market always repeats its pattern. So what happened previously here will still happen here and the days to come. So if we get the market break above this region here and there's no more zone here, we'll know how we can identify that zone, how we can know the market will retrace next within that region. So the most important, know how to identify this support zone. If you want to use this trading strategy, know how to identify this support and this resistance zone, and it will never fail you. You can use this as your own strategy and don't mix with another approach, and it will work for you. With time, we'll talk about the fair value gaps. We'll also combine the strategy with our trade lines to see how the trade lines works, how the trade lines work with our support and resistance. But now let's look at an example before we finish this small session. Now, for instance, this market came all the way up. There was rejection, then it created a region there, a resistance, then it pushed all the way down. Several rejections, then it created a support. Then after this candle broke above my region, this became my support and this was my resistance. So it created a new resistance, then the market went all the way down, broke this support again. I'll talk about the liquidity sweeps during the next session, but I want you to note that after this market came all the way to this support zone here, there was rejection, then it created a new resistance zone here. Remember, this was our first resistance, so it created a new resistance here. Then this is our support zone. The market changed direction here. I'll talk about why the market changed direction here next week in the course of or before end of the week. I'll talk about something like the fair value gaps and stuff, and the order blocks. Though my order blocks always range within my trend lines. So if you know how to identify my trend lines, you already know how to identify the order blocks. So within this region, there was rejection. The market came all the way down, broke this previous support, then it created a new support here. After those multiple rejections, the market came all the way to the resistance zone here. It swept this liquidity here. This candle swept this liquidity, then the market pushed down. Then there was rejection here. I'll talk about why this market was rejected around this region. There was rejected. It gave us a new support, and the market moved up to our resistance zone. So let me clear it and do a better drawing. So this was our previous resistance zone. Remember, to mark your resistance zone for today, now we are looking at the candles. We'll be looking at the wicks. Remember, we said our candlestick has these three major parts. Just a repetition of what we said. We said we have the upper wick, the body, and the lower wick. Now, since we already know these parts of a candlestick, now for today, for you to identify your resistance, the resistance zone is formed within this eye, the tallest wick. This gives us our what? You identify the tallest wick. You draw the entire tallest wick, and this becomes our what? This becomes our resistance, and the lowest wick, this becomes our what? Our support. So today we are looking at the wicks. We talked about the body last time. Today we are talking about the wicks. Now, during the next session, we'll be talking about the what? Both the body and the wick, how we can combine both and trade. So if you want to identify our resistance is here. Some people call them the liquidity zones. I talk about the liquidity zones again. Why we have liquidity zones. Something interested I learned during my trip about the liquidity zones, what the banks do and the big institutions do to traders, what also brokers do to traders. Yes. So this is my resistance, and this is the tallest wick. So this becomes my what? My support. So what happened? This market came all the way down, created a support, then it reversed, broke above my resistance, created a new resistance here. They created a new resistance here. Then it came all the way down. It came all the way down to this region, back to my support again, to my lowest zone. And this is my support here. Though it broke below my support, it formed another support. This is a very interesting market. It formed another support, then the market reversed again. So this market will eventually come all the way to this zone or to this zone. So it will come all the way to this zone if it breaks above this previous resistance. But for today, we'll be expecting the market to come. It has already created a support. It has broken below the support. So the next zone, which the market created after the support, it created a new support here using this candle here. Remember, we are looking at the longest candle. The longest candle with the longest wick of every candlestick. So this becomes our new support. So this market is moving all the way from here, from our support. It might go all the way to our resistance, then come back to our support, then back to the resistance. And since gold is very stubborn, it has some zones which we call the liquidity zones. We have the order blocks, and we have all the the fair value gaps. And I said I'll talk about the fair value gaps one by one. But for today, I need you to be able to identify your support and your resistance zones and observe what is happening. In case this market breaks, for instance, this market created a new resistance here. You can see the market created a new resistance here with this candle, which caused that resistance. And you can see this market has been rejected severally within your resistance. Look at how many times the market has been rejected here before this candle swept this liquidity. You can see those many times. Try to come down, though it was reversed by this fair value gap here. It was supposed to come all the way down. either sweep this liquidity or get multiple rejections, then go back to the resistance. That is what happens to our market. So if you want to trade support and resistance, I said just identify your support zone and your resistance. In case the market closes above your region with a body, then you identify the next resistance or the next support zone here. So remember, we said the market must give you rejections. You can't just say this is a support zone just because this candle was broken above. You must wait for the market to give you a U-turn. That's when you can tap this and make this your what? Your resistance. Some people use indicators, but I not teach you on how to use indicators for now. I not teach my students to be lazy. I need you guys to be able to identify your support zones and your resistance. So how do you trade now within the support and resistance zones? So for instance, you've seen this is your resistance. Imagine it's very simple. For instance, you've identified this area here to be your resistance, and this area here to be your what? And your support. This area to be your support. And we've said for you to trade within your support and resistance, if this market came and created a resistance there, imagine it's very simple. If you are using 30 minutes time frame, go to 15 minutes and see if the market will give you such a vibe. If we get candles or we get some rejection here, if we get some bearish candles here, then it will be giving us indication that this market is coming all the way down. When it taps this liquidity, then we get some candles which will be giving us an uptrend, some bullish candles here. That you know that this time to buy and focus on where? This region. So you must be very keen approaching these areas. Be keen when drawing your support zone. Some guys go all the way to draw the entire candle. Yes, sometimes you can draw the entire candle which caused the support, which created the support. So the candle which caused that liquidity. For instance, if you wanted to mark this candle, we could have marked the entire candle. Sometimes you can mark the entire candle like that, and that becomes your support. Some other times you can just create focusing on the wick. But since gold is very stamp-on, sometimes gold might even decide not to come all the way down and just retest within that candle which caused that liquidity. Just tap this region, then continue pushing up and focus on where? Targeting the resistance. For instance, you can see this candle came all the way down. This candle came all the way. Just tap that liquidity here, this liquidity here, then it reversed. Then it hit this region. Then this market, you can see this market has already started to do what? To reverse, targeting this region again, or targeting to sweep this liquidity here. So that is how you can trade this market. Wait for the candle to give you a confirmation. So if you get a candle that will start to give you a bullish move here, you can go to 5 minutes. If you were in 15 minutes, you can go as low as 5 minutes and wait for the candle that will give you a breakout within this region here. Remember our strategy, what we said, wait for the candle that will give you a breakout, or either on the upper side or on the lower side. If it gives you a breakout on the upper side, you're going to buy. If it gives you a breakout on the lower side, you're going to sell. So for us to take that buy, wait for a bullish candle to form here that will close above your what? Your zone here. Then you need to trust yourself, trust your zone, and wait for the market to play out very nicely. Look at how this market came all the way, tapped this zone. We got this bullish candle which gave us a sign of rejection. Then you can see that buy which happened until this region here. So for now, we got this sell here. We are expecting this market to come all the way here, so that now we can either prepare to buy here. If we get another confirmation for a bullish move here, we can buy targeting this area, or we can wait for the market to come and sweep this liquidity here. I'll talk about liquidity in the next session. But for today, I wanted to highlight something about the support and resistance, because I gave so many assignments about for you guys to do about the support and resistance. So we'll be going down during the next session. We'll be going further to see how we can incorporate our trade lines with our what? With our support and resistance. For instance, if I add my line here, you could have seen the market came all the way, rejected here, came back, went all the way, rejected back here, went back, then you can see the market has been rejected within my line. So if we combine our trade lines with this support and resistance, trust me, with proper risk management and with proper guidance from me, you guys will be the best traders we can ever find in the market. Trust me, you guys, you are going to be a game changer. I'll be happy to meet you guys in the streets saying, I bought this Audi, I bought this GLE, I bought this house because of the mentorship I received from Didi. So don't complicate your strategy. Be sure of what you are doing. Trust yourself, trust your strategy, and everything will work out. If I had if I had drawn this zone here and said, according to my trade line, this is my point of interest, you can see this consolidation which happened here. If I could have drawn this zone here and waited to see what will happen, then I guess you'll be in a better position to say our trade lines work. But for tonight, I need you guys to be able to identify these support zones and these resistance. You can see there was the resistance here. You can identify, we said you can identify the tallest candle, which caused that resistance. And this is the one, this red one here. Then wait for the market to play out. I'm expecting this market to come all the way. Despite the challenges here, the many points of interest, the many fair value gaps, the many order blocks, I'm expecting this market to come all the way here. And for the guys who have been taking my signals in my VIP, we were expecting the market to come all the way to 34.90. Though the market has been playing within this region for long, but we're expecting the market to come all the way to where? To this region, because there is no candle, there's no instance where this market came and retested within this zone. So we're expecting the market for once to come and tap my zone, then come down to my support, then either break or come and break my support. That's what we are waiting now. Because you can see previously the market did not retest the zone. The market did not hit our resistance zone. So at the end of the day, I'm expecting this market to come all the way here, then get rejected, come back to my support and either break above, I continue buying, or get rejected and sell, targeting this support zone here. So that's what I'm expecting now in this move. Because the reason why I said I'm expecting this, remember to combine our strategy with what we learned, looking at the market at a bigger, using a bigger time frame, you'll be able to see generally our market is bullish. So why do you look at sales? Why are you saying the market will say unless you want to scalp? But if you want to do a long-term trade, this is not the right opportunity for you to sell. Remember, we said the market there's no instance where this market came and retested again within this region. And that is what we are expecting the market to come and hit our resistance zone, which is around 34.86. Then we can take a sell targeting this region. Or if we see a candle that will break this resistance here, if we find a candle that will do what? If a candle will break above this zone here, then it will be a nice confirmation for you to do what? To continue buying. And we say during the next session, we'll be able to know where the market might decide to do what? To retrace after breaking our highs. Remember, this is the highest point the price of gold has ever reached in the history of trading. This is the highest point. Let me show you guys. This is the highest point. This is the highest price of gold ever traded in the history of trading. And this was achieved on, let me use the daily time frame. Even if I go to the weekly, this is the highest. No, sorry. This is the highest point, 3,500. So I'm expecting the market to come all the way to 3,400. Now you see now 3,500, sorry. So you see the importance of using the higher time frame. I was about to say this was the highest price, but this is the highest. You can look at the monthly. This still is the highest at 500. Yeah, you can see the yearly candle. We're expecting the market to come all the way to 3,500. So within that, before the market gets to that region, with the market will able to do what? To play along these zones. You can see the market created a previous resistance here. This is the resistance zone here. And you see the market also created a support here. This is the tallest candle. So if this market decides to come, if the price decides to come and break this consolidation here, we're expecting the market to get retest within this region, either sell, or if we see a candle that will close above this region, then we might take a buy and target 3,500 here, where we saw the highest price of gold at around 3,500. So that's how we can analyze our market. If you want to use the support and the resistance approach, that's how simply you can use this as your trading strategy. And it's very simple. Identify the highs and the lows. Identify your support zone and identify your resistance zones, and wait for the market to play within that region. And trust me, guys, you won't miss to catch some few pips during that trade. So you can combine this strategy with the fair value caps, with the trend lines, with our how to trade within our consolidating zones. You can combine all these approaches in the market, because we said this market is made by very sharp people. You are trading against very smart people, so you also need to be very smart. Look at all the aspects before you take any trade, and it will be very easy for you to penetrate in this forex market. I think I've talked enough. I need you guys to do, we are 100 of us. Last time I gave you an assignment, we are around 115. Last time I gave you an assignment to be able to identify my zones, and I did not get even more than 10 screenshots from the group. Remember, we said the group is not made for conversations, for long messages and lots of chats. We are just there to learn and change our lives. Maze tulipe hii deni ya China bwana, imetusumbua sana bwana. We can't even proceed as a nation because of the China debts, the many debts that we have. Tulipeni hii debt ya China. So, sorry. Hii baridi. So I need you guys to be able, let's walk this journey together. And before we finish this course, we'll be able to identify these zones. You'll be able to take a trade on your own. I'll be happy to see someone tomorrow open his or her own kiosk. Say tomorrow I'll be selling signals. I got this knowledge from the event that I attended in Westlands. I attended Didi's classes and I was able to get this knowledge. And this knowledge is helping me to make a living. The reason why we are here is for us to change our lives, not to compete with others, not to test waters. Who knows how to analyze the market better? Who knows how to trade better? Who has more capital? Who drives a better car? We are not here for that. The reason why we are here is for us to change our lives, man. So situsaidiane wase. So can we do this, guys? Let's be committed, guys. And I said the best thing you can do in this forex market is for you to be able to protect your capital. If you're able to protect your capital, trust me, you'll have less losses you'll have less losses, and you'll have more profits than the losses. So let's learn how to protect our capital. So for today, we've learned about the support and resistance. Last time we learned about the trend lines, how to identify the trend lines. And I said at the end of this session, I'll tell you why I use the trend lines and how I came up with the approach of using trend lines within my trading view, in my trading journey. how I decided to incorporate my trend lines with this support and resistance approach. So that's what I can say for today. Thank you guys for turning up. Thank you guys for your patience, guys. Sometimes I stay away from town, sometimes I get caught up in traffic. You guys mnajua jamu ya Rongai vile inaonja. But I've been trying my best to give you the little knowledge that I have. I've been able, because I promised to share every little bit that I have with you guys. So please make this easy for me to continue sharing and to be open-minded to share everything and all the opportunities that I learned on. So let's work this journey, guys. Thank you for your patience and see you in the next one. Remember, this class is proudly sponsored by Zealand Markets, one of the best markets, one of the best brokers we have in the country. Remember, Zealand Market has zero spread accounts, so you don't have to start your trading with a big loss. Remember, we said I'll talk about the brokers later. I'll not talk about the broker. Sitaki kuchoma sahi, but I'm not here to advertise any broker. But remember, guys, this class is proudly sponsored by Zealand Markets. Now, I've tested and tried to use Zealand Market, and I can tell you guys, Zealand Market is going to be a game changer in this industry. So thank you guys. See you on the next one. I'll be giving a surprise for you guys. Remember, for the guys in Dubai, we are meeting on 5th of October. That's where we are hosting our trading event. This will be the first event in Dubai ever hosted by a Kenyan, or even by any trader in East Africa. This will be the first one of all times. So we are hosting our event on 5th of October. I'll share about the location, but I know it's somewhere around Dubai Trading Center, just around that region. Is it center? Hey, Kikamba yangu maze. Ni sawa, just within that region, whichever you call it. So on 5th of August, on 5th of October, we are meeting in Dubai for the amazing Forex Trading Expo, proudly sponsored by Zealand Markets and hosted by one and only DDFX and presenter Ali. So thank you guys, and see you on the next one, guys. If you have a friend or family friend in Dubai, tell them to contact me, to reach out to me so that we can meet and greet in Dubai on 5th of October. Wase, simlale fiti guys.